Alrighty. Good morning. It is January. I keep almost wanting to say December. It is January the 6th. And I just got back from the gym again. Yes, I did. Dedication. I'm dedicated, y'all. I am dedicated. All right. So this morning, what's coming to mind for me to speak on is in relation to the concept of speaking, first of all. So, of course, as I usually say, I be like at the gym, meditating, while trying to figure out like what is it I'm going to be led to speak on when I come to record after getting back home from the gym. And usually the topic that spirit wants me to focus on doesn't pop up clearly until like I'm ready to begin recording. And that's in alignment with the way my life has often worked anyways. Like I will plan something, and then when it's ready to execute or when it's time to execute, shit just go a whole different way. And I know that this has happened often in my life to me, so that I can learn to relate to my intuition and learn my intuition, and also trust it. Like literally, one example, to this day, I will not plan out my clothes like for what I'm gonna wear the next day. I won't plan it out the day before, because growing up, almost every single time I would do that, like for school, I wake up and I'll be putting on what it is that I planned, and everything would just feel wrong. Like, and in my mind, it's like the puzzle start to put together like what it is that I need to wear. And most of the time, almost 100% of the time, I'd end up wearing something else. So I learned, and for school, for church, events, you know, so I've learned like, I don't plan out what I'm going to wear, but I do pretty much be wearing like the same stuff now. Anyway, so that's just an example of how usually my like ideas or whatever, my plans don't really settle until it's time to execute. So that's how it's been working for my recordings for my channel. So I had all these different things going through my mind as I meditate and listen to what I'm listening to and working out. And then what happens is I'm about to sit down and it comes to me. Because then I'm like, dang, you love to talk about yourself. Like, honestly, I get bored if I'm having to talk about other people or something I don't relate to, something that doesn't concern me. It won't last. It won't last. It's like spirit designed me in a way so that I am always unearthing myself, figuring myself out, learning myself, paying attention to the lessons that come to me for me to learn regarding myself, and just working on myself. So, and that's just, I've figured that out as well, trying to do different types of channels over the years. And like, it has to be about what's going on with me, which means that I end up revealing my business sometimes, like my personal business sometimes. But I also never really had a big problem with that either. I'm gonna be honest. Like most of the time, me growing up, I really had to describe myself as an open book. But people would just have to be willing to get to know me. So that's something that's been bothering me. So it's kind of been going through my mind this morning as well. Like, I guess this is like a little side note, or maybe it does relate to what I'm about to like focus on. But it's like get to know people. I have come across so many people, and this is primarily why I am not in a relationship right now, because people want to sit back and observe and think that they can figure you out. I'ma figure her out, instead of, hey, let's talk, let's chat. And this does relate now to what I'm about to talk about. Let's talk, let's chat, let's get to know each other, let's go experience each other, let's go, you know, out into the world and see how, observe each other and how we interact with the world. Like, no, they just want to sit back, they don't want to open their mouths, and they want to just observe and make a judgment call. And then they get left feeling stupid and sorry, because it's like, now I have to walk away from you because you acted in a way that was in alignment with something that you deemed about me, because of you observing from a distance and in quiet and in silence, and you never even came to speak with me about it. So, kind of a side note, but not really. So this relates to what I'm about to talk about, because um, when I sat down, what really came to me was, yeah, I'm gonna reveal my business, because my business is spirit's business, literally. At this point, that is very, very clear to me. Like, my business is spirit's business. Literally, it's like Jesus said, me and my Father are one. In this case, you can consider me putting myself in Jesus' shoes, and spirit is, quote unquote, my Father, right? Um, my parental guide, my um, my mentor, uh, my guardian, okay? And yeah, that's how I be relating to Jesus. So yeah, that's just really come to me. Like, yeah, your business is spirit's business. So that makes my life into what it is. That is why I experience what I experience. That is why I move the way I move and go through what I go through, because me and spirit are one. And I could speak on what it is I'm going through or what it is I've experienced, because that's spirit's business. And spirit ain't in no box. Spirit ain't possessed by nobody. Spirit ain't owned by nobody, contained. You know, um, if you are able to align with spirit, you can have spirit too. Spirit. When I say spirit, I'm speaking on spirit how people speak on, quote unquote, God. I just don't use the term God, because people got different gods, and I am never too sure what God somebody is talking about. And guess what? Something else I've come to learn is most people don't even know which God they're referring to. They want to say the one God, the one, but it's been proven that even the one God who said he is the one God, been proven that he was very aware that he was not the only God, but he put himself there as the Alpha God. And now, and so it basically like makes no sense. Like, but I do realize, like, a lot of people, they literally, through the way that they live and through the way their hearts are set and through the way that they think and the way they treat people and the way they treat themselves, they worship gods that they don't even know they're worshiping. Because you can speak all day long on what God it is you serve, but it really shows up in the fruits that your life produces. You will know them by their fruits. So when I say spirit, I'm talking about source. I'm talking about the alpha and omega. I'm talking about where life began, you know, where life began and where it ends. I'm talking about the unknown, but yet the known. It's like there is a something that is significant and sovereign and loves me and birthed me, and yet I don't know. I don't know what the image, what it looks like, but I know what it feels like. And I know I've been covered by the power of this source, this being, this essence, this spirit. And, in my mind, while I use the simplicity of the English language, it's equated in my mind to the universe, you know, to the all omnipotent, the all seeing eye, basically. So, anyways, it's like me and that power, we're one. Um, Me and that existence, we're one. And so that my business is the business of that existence. Um, and so with that said, it's like I speak. I tell the business. I speak on what's really happening. I want to do it. I feel an urge to do it. And what's so funny is I don't really be wanting to talk a lot. So when I'm by myself, I'm very silent, of course. But like if I'm triggered in conversation with someone to like really speak and open up, basically tell spirits business, which is my business, it's always for a purpose of like shedding light, going deep, exploring energy. I love to do that, you know. And so one of the things that has really hurt me throughout my life when it comes to people that I've connected with, family, friends, co-workers, lovers, boyfriends, one of the problems I have had is they don't want to talk. And I have a big problem with that. And do you know why? Because I realize we are so amazed when humans begin to speak. Babies, when they have their first word. If an animal came up to us talking, we'd be frightened and scared because, hey, wait a minute, that's an ability that you're not supposed to have. It's a special ability. It's a high level ability that, and animals that do learn how to communicate in different ways, like we're amazed even with that. Like I watch these shorts, these videos where they talk about how humans be talking to their dolls, and it's a lot of them that's going around by black women and their dolls, or black women and their pets. They're like, yeah, I talk to him like you're human, and he understand, and that kind of stuff. It amazes us. It interests. It really grabs our interest because that is a gift in itself. Um, it's almost like when people have a gift of singing, like a beautiful voice. Like imagine Whitney Houston not singing, not using her gift. Like that would be something that a lot of us, I mean, if it never happened, that would be a huge hole in our history of music and soul and heart, expressed through artistry and giftedness and talent. Like I'm literally looking at a tapestry I have on my wall. It says peace, love, and music. It's like, imagine Chris Brown never dancing, Michael Jackson never doing what he do, everything he do, Beyonce. Imagine Beyonce not performing and orchestrating um, performances and showcases of her vocal talent, her dance talent, her production talent, um, Imagine these gifts not being revealed. Imagine them not existing, not coming out, coming through, for all to take part in or to appreciate or to consume. It's like, damn, what a waste. What a waste, right? What a waste. And then imagine Whitney Houston never singing in years, and then she opens her mouth and she starts singing. It's like, girl, where you been? Where you been at, girl? Like, we've been, like, the world needs this. The soul, the hearts of people. And shit, even animals, living beings. We need this for whatever reason, you know what I mean? But it is needed. It's a gift that they were given, she was given. And then they cultivate it, they appreciate it, they embrace it, they develop it, and they share it with the world by just enjoying it themselves. Really. As somebody who has like done music, it is very hard for me to sing well if I'm not enjoying it. And it's very hard for me to enjoy singing because it's like when I would be recording, it was very rare that I was able to just lose myself and just go and sing and just get lost in just me and the microphone and my voice with the headphones. And when it came to rapping, that was different. I easily just lose myself, but singing, it was always a bit different. I think for many different reasons. I'm gonna pause right now because I'm cooking. Hold on. Okay, I'm pausing. So yeah, so the thing that okay, I'm speaking on how the ability to speak, it is a gift, right? And this has always been something, like I said, that I've loved to do, but in a way to affect change. I hate just talking for no reason. I hate it. I absolutely loathe it. Okay. To me, it's like a waste of energy. And I don't be having energy to waste. Like, my energy comes with purpose. Like, there is purpose on my energy. And I can't waste it. So imagine how I feel when I'm in a conversation with someone who I actually really do want to relate to or connect with or, explore energy with, get to know, have them get to know me. Imagine how frustrated I am when this person is leading a conversation of ours um, to be one of just superficiality. It's not getting anywhere. You're saying a bunch of nothing. You're using your voice, but you're saying nothing. And you won't shut up. You won't, you just continue speaking, and yet you're not saying anything. That is one of my, it's not even a pet peeve. That is like, that's a deal breaker almost, Because then it's like, well, damn, if this is your pattern, I really am going to lose interest in speaking with you. And if we can't talk, we can't connect, we can't relate. I mean, in terms of what's possible, it's possible to have sex, to be around each other. But the way I live my life, that's not happening either. If we can't even have conversations, if we can't have effective conversations of healing, conversations of revelation, conversations of just exploration, conversations of teaching and learning and growing and development and enlightenment. You can literally explore the world through your conversations with other people. Because you can open yourself up to get to know somebody for real and to let them get to know you. And so everything that they're bringing from what they've seen about the world and what they've experienced in the world, they can share with you through their speaking. It could be a whole exhibition But maybe you shut yourself off to, oh, well, this person looks like this person comes from there, this person works over here, and so there's nothing I can learn from this person. And I've experienced that a lot. I've experienced that a whole lot. And it hurts so bad because I am a person who, if I am interested in getting to know you, I want you to get to know me. I want us to be honest with each other and sit and have conversation. When I go out to restaurants, one of the things I hate about restaurants is the fact that they really don't typically want you to stay for a long time because they want to get somebody else up in the table, and they got to get their money. And I have notoriously, typically I stay at restaurants for a long time because I get to talking, like we get into conversation. If I go out to a restaurant with somebody, it's for the experience of connecting with that person. It is not for the meal. Most of these restaurants cannot please me anymore with their cooking and their meals. And that's just something that has happened with me. Literally, it's not even a high maintenance thing. It's just I be so disappointed because maybe I'm picky. I don't know. But I am a vegetarian. And so I don't know. But oftentimes I'm disappointed with the food. So it's all about the connection. And if the food is actually good, then that's a bonus. But it's all about the time and the connection that I'm spending with the person. And so I rarely do that now because most of the time I've ran into these people who that's not what they about. They looking to spend some money and then see what they get in return. And so of course I hate that. Like who doesn't? But also I hate that people will actually carve out time. They'll plan time to spend with you like that, like at a restaurant on a date, and not even be planning to really get to know you, not even be wanting to really get to know you or have you to really get to know them. You are now wasting my time, and time is more valuable than even your money. My time is more valuable than your money. So it's like, now you're gonna piss me off. You know what I mean? Like now I'm gonna get pissed off. I went out on a date one time and it was very short because this guy he was very mentally disturbed, and but physically he was attractive to me, and we both had a shared interest in music. He was an aspiring producer, and he was very attractive to me actually. And then I found out we both were adopted. So of course, we find that out through conversation. And at first, he seemed like a really good guy. Bro, when it was almost time for the date, shit started to unravel. And at this point, I had to activate my grace and my patience and all this stuff that I'm trying to trying to grow about myself for some people, because I can be very harsh with my cutoffs. And so I'm like, be patient, be graceful into that. You don't know really what this is, but it was getting weird because it was like he asked me out, and then come to find out he don't know where he taking me, and then come to find out from there we both kind of new to the area, and so he don't know what's open. He thought that it was weird, and so he was like getting angry because I was apparently taking longer than expected. But it was like we planned for a time, and that time has not yet come, and so this is very weird now. It's like you are unclear on what the goal is for this time that we're planning to share right now. He didn't even know where he was taking me or where we were going, and he was picking me up. So now I'm like, and he's starting to express this anger through text message. And I'm about to be like, well, fuck it then. Don't come. Because I can go there real quick. And instead, I'm like, you know what? Be cool. Be cool. I let him come pick me up, but I'm still kind of simmering. But I'm trying to feel out like what is going on. Are we good, right? Get to the restaurant because there's a restaurant right down the street. We get to the restaurant and he tried to start showing his ass. Oh no. I had to sneeze. I paused. I sneeze. He tried to start to show his ass with me because he ordered what he orders, like a steak and all the stuff. Again, I'm not here for the food, really. This place it was, I think, a steakhouse or something like that. It's not even very vegetarian friendly, but I got what I could get. But again, it's not about the food. I'm trying to get to know you, let you get to know me. We weren't there even a whole 20 minutes, I could say, because now we at the table, so now we sitting across from each other. And I don't know if people who aren't energetically aware, like, I'm sure they don't pick up on this, but literally my heart and face and everything, I'm facing you, you're facing me. The energy I give out, you're gonna pick up. The energy you give out, I'm gonna pick up. It's like a direct connect. It's like two puzzle pieces coming together, and it's gonna become very clear if we're fitting or not. We're facing each other, you know. So he, I guess, because I was still simmering, but I'm still trying to figure, I'm still trying to figure it out. So I'm choosing to be peaceful. But then I noticed how he is speaking with the waitress. Wasn't feeling it. You're not about to disrespect nobody else, no service worker, nothing like that in front of me and think that I'm okay with that. So I picked that up. Now I'm like, okay. And so that bothers me. So now it's harder for me to keep choosing peace. So now the simmering is turning back into a boiling. And so I guess it began to show. He began to pick up on that energy. We're facing each other. And he goes, "You all right? You seem like something, whatever." And I'm like, well, I'm still kind of bothered a bit by like the text messaging, the communication through the text messaging, which wasn't that long ago. And now that set him off. He put his utensils down, throw his hands up. You just want to, I just want to come out and enjoy a good meal. And do, okay. At that point, it's off. It's off with me because you talking to me like you done known me for years. You don't know me from a can of paint. And now you speaking at me as if I'm an issue for you. And you coming off a little crazy. So with all this that I've been holding in, I'm over it. And I don't know. I remember I began to cry at some point. I don't know if I was in the restaurant or if it was after I walked out, but it was because all that steam I'm holding in, it started to boil up because I could have just gone off on him before he picked me up and could have ended it, but I was choosing peace. And when the tears start coming out, it's like he didn't deserve your peace. That's the problem. So that's why I'm crying now because I can't really go off, the way I really want to. And anyway, I'm telling this story because this person, I can be a very therapeutic speaker, connector, So what happened is we began to speak more because he come out, he followed me, he's trying to see if I'm okay, but now he switched again. So it's like he was two different people. So he switched back into this soft, more, basically the person more so that I connected with initially. And he's trying to see like if we can continue to date and I'm sorry and da-da-da-da. And what happened is we go back into the restaurant. They're already packing up our stuff. So I'm cool with it, whatever. He starts picking up the stuff. So now we about to leave. And so now he takes me to drop me back off at home. But then we park in front of my place. He's not coming into my place. I feel like you're crazy. The only reason I'm in your car right now is because you had to drop me off. I was ready to call an Uber. I think I had to cancel it. And so now we're speaking in the car, kind of trying to unwrap what has occurred tonight. And I'm picking up on, some of his traumas and stuff or whatever. So I turned into this very therapeutic speaker and listener with him. And then he switched again because he said something like, I ain't even get nothing out of this. Basically implying that he intended to be able to fuck me in return for the date, for the meal that I didn't care about. That was barely anything. He paid for it all. Bro, I said, you know what? What's your Cash App? Give me your Cash App. I'll give you all the money back that you just spent, and you will not deal with me again. I said, I sure did. I said, what was the total? The whole total. Not just my side, your side too, because you ain't about to be able to speak on your time spent with me talking about I paid $40-something and did it. Now, love, you get it all back because, and this was to illustrate when I say my time is more valuable than your money. So yeah, that for me is like how I feel. That's to help illustrate what I'm saying about how I feel regarding conversation and speaking. Like, I'm going to just say this clear as day. I wish I could meet someone who is, first of all, interested in me like I'm interested in them. And also emotionally available and single and all that stuff. Like actually fully 100% available and unattached to nobody else. Who wants and loves a conversation that is effective and engaging and it does something. I have been super attracted to people in the past who then, when they show me like how they use their voice and their words and this highly gifted ability of speaking and conveying language with voice and words, and they show me that they really don't appreciate it for real, because as soon as they are in a bind, they want to give you word salad. As soon as they have to express accountability by saying, I apologize and I am sorry for da 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 da, like, the explanation. And they, instead of doing that, they gaslight, they lie, they project. Like, I be like, I really liked you. I really was drawn to you. And to be someone who speaks so much and talks so much and not say really anything, not really move anything for real, it's such a disappointment. It's such a disappointment. And I feel like, because when we are using our words and our voice and we're saying something and we're effective and we're purposeful, it's like that reflects how your brain works. That reflects whether your brain is healthy or not. That reflects to me how you think, how you see the world, how you process information, how you interpret messages, how you use your brain. It lets me know. It lets everybody know. When you open your mouth, it lets everybody know what's going on inside of you. And I've spent time with people who I was very interested in getting to know, who really abuse and destroy the art of conversation. And words just want to pile on a bunch of shit, which is nonsense that comes out of their mouth just to overthrow your correct perception of something. overspeak you, yell over you, cut you off. It's like, bro, you ain't even moving nothing with your words, and you got the nerves to cut me off every chance that you get. You got the nerve to cut down what it is I'm saying, what it is I'm trying to say, every single chance you get or take, really. Because you really steal them chances. You really take them. I'm not even giving them to you. You know, I've always found it disrespectful for people to cut people off. But I've had to learn sometimes it's necessary because some people don't know how to shut up. And they're not saying anything purposeful. Or they're not listening. They're not even trying to have conversation. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to cut you off. Because you're not even trying to have healthy conversation. You just want to be heard. Really, you just want other people to shut up. You know, or you want other people to argue with you. You know, like you want the bickering. You know, or you want other people to shut up because then it makes you feel more powerful because you got the last word type shit. I really cannot like enmesh myself with someone who does not respect the art of conversation, the purpose of conversation. You know, I used to be in a debate program and I loved it and I was good at it. But, you know, it's different from arguing. Because when you're in debate, you have to have organized thoughts and points to make, and you have to let your opposing team have their turn. And then you guys are judged. Neither of you are doing the judging. The listeners are. The judges are. You know, you're not judging each other, someone else is. And I often won. When I was in the debate training camp, we were in California at a college during the summer, one summer when I was in high school. And we was at Cal State Northridge. And no. I always say that. It wasn't Northridge. It was Fullerton. Cal State Fullerton in Fullerton, California, Anaheim, near Anaheim. I loved it though, and I was actually really good at it. But you know, it's an art to it. It's not the same as arguing. Arguing, you ain't listening, you speaking over each other, you yelling, it's emotion involved. You trying to beat down the other person, basically, and it's an ego situation. In debate, it's respect. Even if someone else has they make a better point than you, so they win, guess what? It's a game. So there's no sore losing. You're going to respect the fact that that person conveyed their argument much better than you did, and they convinced the listeners and the judges that their point was, you know, their argument, it beat yours, and it's a game. And, you know, and it's, I had to train. You had to train for it. So it's not the same as arguing. Debating, arguing are two separate things. But I kind of stepped away even from debate just with regular people because they don't respect the art. They make it as if it's the same as arguing, and it's not. Arguing, it drains you. You know, it's not a respectful situation, exchange. And most of the time, it's not fair because I've had people who have just straight up lied. Oh, I'm just gonna lie, and you know, because I'm losing, so I'm gonna lie. No, that's not the art of debate. That's not how it goes. You know, because now you're disrespectful because you're lying. It's unfair. So I don't even engage with people on that level no more. Because now you're wasting precious energy and a gift of speaking. Like, yeah, literally. Like, I know people to this day who, in my life today, because of different reasons, And I just be like, just shut up. Like, you just talking just to talk. Like, go put that energy somewhere else, because literally you're using your words for no good. Like, it's nothing. It's just a distraction, and you're distracting yourself, and now you're trying to distract others. And for somebody like me, I just I'm just not going for it, and I really hate it. You know, I really love silence when there's nothing important to be said. You know, if there's nothing significant being spoken on, and yeah. But I've also had to you know, kind of indulge others with like small talk at times, because it's a part of socializing. Literally, most people, they really do live off of small talk when we're talking about conversation. They don't go deep, they don't get real, they don't change nothing with their conversation. Um, Obviously, I don't spend a lot of time with them people, but I have had to learn how to do that with others, because it just makes a situation less awkward. But it's never a long time, and it's never going to happen like multiple times with that person. I barely will communicate with that person. Um, but I used to not be able to communicate with that kind of person at all. I would be like, I think I'm allergic to small talk, because it'd be like, I would be on edge, like, what are we talking about? Frustrated, annoyed to no end. Like, but anyways, I just feel like I think I am being brought back into a space of like using my voice and my words and my love for words and for conversation, um, and speaking, so that I can do my spiritual business, or just do whatever it is I need to do. Uh, because I think that is something that is lost on a lot of the world. And honestly, I keep on meeting people who don't align with that. But oh, when I do meet somebody that is in alignment with that, oh, it's such a bright light in my world. It's like the sun then came out on a gloomy day. It's like the sun came out at nighttime when that kind of stuff happens. I love it. You know, I just wish that I could meet and connect with someone who is aligned with me. Uh, who we both can align with that love. Like, we both love the art of conversation, and so we both take it seriously when we're speaking. You know, telling hard truths when we want to lie. Instead, we tell a hard truth and we cry while we're speaking on something that is hard for us to admit, as we take accountability and process real hurt and heal our hearts. Like, that's the kind of person I want to mesh with and get to know and connect with, if anyone. But honestly, um, it's just a wish. I ain't out nowhere searching. It's a wish, and spirit can handle it, because my business is spirit's business. And yeah, I'm tired of putting myself out there to only be met with folks who are so freaking broken and unwilling to heal. I'm never turned off by the fact that somebody is broken, because I have been broken and I had to heal. A lot of us, most of us, if not all of us, have been broken in some way, some way, shape, type of form, in some way. Maybe it was some things people said to us, something people did to us, and what the world have done to us. Who knows? Um, but the part that's missing often with the people I meet who were broken in some way, they refuse to heal. And that's what I do. Every time I'm gonna choose to heal. Because there's been times when I've been met with that, you know, that opportunity to either heal or not heal. And if I was to choose not to heal, I wouldn't be here. So I choose healing. It feels better in the long run. And I want somebody who chooses healing too. It's not about never being broken. It's about what you're choosing to do with the hurt that you feel. Choosing healing, or you choosing destruction? If you're choosing destruction, you can't come over here. We cannot connect. We cannot align. Because you just don't exist in my world, in my space. Spirit, we don't deal in that business. Not us together. Now, spirit might work with you in a different kind of way, and that's y'all's relationship. But me and spirit, it's about healing over here. So, anyways, that's my recording today. That's long enough. I gotta eat and I gotta get ready for work. So, thanks for listening. Till next time. Bye.